Baseball cards are a childhood classic like bike rides, comic books, and disappointing your parents. They've been around almost as long as professional baseball itself, with early cards dating back all the way to the 1860s. Since that time, trading card companies like Topps, Upper Deck, and Panini have made some real gems, like the Honus Wagner card that sold for a whopping $2.8 million in 2007. But not all collectibles are created equal. In this video, we'll be breaking down the top 10 most ridiculous baseball cards that we could find.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
I'm Michael.
And we're the creators of The Ninth, a new comedy baseball series hitting CBC Gem this spring.
Catch it.
Today we're bringing you the list of the top 10 funniest baseball cards you're ever gonna see. Kicking off our list at number 10,
Steve Right! Bill Pacota's 1991 Fleer card. Pacota was by no means an all-star. His teammates nicknamed him I-29 because he was frequently sent off to play for the Royals AAA team a short drive away down Interstate 29. His batting average was a respectable .249. Interestingly enough, the year this card was issued, 1991, he was his best ever. He played a career-high 125 games and hit .286, better than average for both his team and major leagues that season.
So the whole point of baseball card is to celebrate the player. This picture does the exact opposite. He's literally whiffing on the ball here. This was his last year with the Royals, and maybe they did it as a bit of a, f you to him because he decided to leave after, they let this happen.
I totally disagree. I have a completely different take. I think he's a genius. I think this is the first modernist baseball card. He's trying to point out that what we see as a representation of the game in baseball cards is fantasy. People don't hit home runs all the time. He's trying to say that strikes are part of the game. I mean, this guy is like Proust. He's going through the quotidian, daily motions of baseball and turning it into art.
Yeah, I don't think so. He looks good. He's got a nice tan going.
I'm just saying it's real. It's real.
It's real.
It's like dogma. It's like a type of photography that you don't usually see. I think it's respected to me. Okay, so there's also the possibility that Bill Pacota potentially had sex with the photographer's wife. And this explains why.
That's a rumor that's been going around.
It's been going around.
Not
starting
confirmed.
Now.
Not
starting
confirmed.
now. Not confirmed.
So coming in at number 9, we have Glenn Hubbard's 1984 snake card. We couldn't find out why he had a snake, so we left that. But someone did make a bobblehead version of the card. So the question that comes to mind is it his snake? Yeah. That's the first question and most important question.
Let's take a quick look. Let's put that snake up there again. I want to take a look at the snake's body language. See, to me, that's gotta be his snake. Look at the way he's gently caressing the neck, the way the tail curves around the left arm there, for sure. He's a man who's used to holding a snake.
He looks comfortable.
He looks comfortable, and the snake is used to him. My worry is that what's the name of the Braves mascot there in the background? The goofball?
Yeah.
I'm worried that the snake is gonna go after that, because that looks like prey.
Yeah, that looks like dinner.
Okay, at number 8, we've got Mickey Hatcher's Giant Glove from 1986. Mickey apparently got his hands on the glove when a company brought it to the Twins spring training game. Hatcher told ESPN, "I picked it up and the card guy just happened to shoot it when I was out there playing for fun. I said, get a picture of me with this glove because I need all the help I can get."
So first thing I'll say about Mickey Hatcher is great sense of humor. Self-deprecating, good guy, he just embraced it. He's like, here's a giant glove. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna make it happen. And I like that.
Yeah.
I would move that up on the list.
Yeah, I think it's a great shot. I think it's a great glove. I think the logistics of trying to catch with it might be difficult.
Yeah.
Here's my question. I think maybe we're jumping to conclusions. How do we know that he's just not a small guy and it's a regular glove?
It's true. We didn't look into that.
Someone out there, please tweet at us.
No, but if you look at the background, those soft focus, you can see that in proportion.
You tell me you can't cheat that in post? Easy.
Not back then. When's the card? It's 86.
86.
They weren't doing camera tricks
like that. When did Adobe come out? Someone tweet at us. Tell us when Adobe Photoshop first launched.
They didn't have Industrial Light and Magic on this fucking thing.
They might have.
I don't think so.
Coming in at number 7, Mike Armstrong's Double Take Topps card. This card is a true triumph of laziness. See, most of Topps' 1983 line of cards featured both an action shot and close-up of the player. But with this card, Mike Armstrong, a relief pitcher for the Royals, it just didn't bother. The action shot is more of a pose, and for the portrait, the photographer didn't even change the camera angle. As a bonus, he looks like he's about to rape and murder someone.
My feeling on this card, first of all, I think he looks badass. I think he looks awesome. And what I'll also point out is most pitchers, there's not too much to their action. So he's clearly in the wind-up in the top one. And in the bottom one, he's there.
The wind-up looks, that doesn't look like a real wind-up. He looks like he's clutching his glove saying, "They'll never get us, my pretty. They'll never get us."
He's starting the sequence.
He looks paranoid. He looks like he's looking for FBI officials who are tracking him down from his string of abductions.
I also love his glasses, with the yellow tint.
The glasses are cool.
That's sweet.
The glasses are cool.
And the Kansas City Royals logo back then with the crown and the royal. It's
also,
great. I love this card.
If you zoom in, he's got a nice chin dimple, which is it's charming.
That's man. That's when you look up man.
The
chin dimple, yeah.
Chin
like
dimple.
when they're casting for, we want a strong male lead. Chin dimple.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 6, we have Rex Hudler humping a dugout pole.
This one is just amazing. It's not just that he's humping the dugout pole, it's the expression on his face. It's just incredible. He has an explanation for this. So apparently, he was in the dugout, photographer was around, asked if he could take his picture, and so he grabbed the pole and made a face, not realizing that the photographer was the baseball card guy. And also he said that apparently made his mother very upset, this photo.
Son, I taught you better than that.
Also, don't you think that the photographer should have identified himself? When he's like, "Hey, photographer, take a picture." Don't you think that it was on the photographer to be like, "Hey, Rex, just heads up, I'm a baseball card photographer. This will forever be your shot on a baseball card." Like, I'm putting a little bit of responsibility on the baseball card photographer here.
Yeah, the baseball, I think he knew what he was doing for sure. He was like, "Oh, me? No, I'm just some photographer. Baseball card, don't know about him. Click, gotcha."
Yeah,
and he ran away.
And Rex was like, "So do you want to take another one?" I said, No, this is fine. This is all we need.
This is great. You don't need one of me swinging. No, this is fine.
But he's doing that weird thing with the top of his lip there.
thing?
Yeah, that. Oh,
No,
it's when you're dry mouth, like when you're on drugs, right?
No, we actually did some research. Rex tragically lost his upper lip in a tricycle accident.
I can't believe I didn't remember that.
Real piece of shit. Okay.
Him or me?
Moving on to numero 5. Jay Johnson's 1984 Silly Hat card.
Jay's wearing a Budweiser umbrella hat, providing free advertising for the beer company to the children who are lucky enough to get their hands on this card. Because of the stone look on his face, this one is taking our number 5 slot. But an honorable mention is definitely earned by another classic silly hat card, the Bip Roberts Sombrero card. Bip Roberts? Wow. Also, Bip. I mean, Padres though, like, San Diego seems
Close to the border.
Yeah, I mean,
See, the difference between the two of these is all in the expression. Bip is saying, "Yeah, I'm wearing a sombrero, come at me." And I appreciate that. But Jay really, really looks hungover and or stoned.
Jay looks lost. Like, he looks lost in the ballpark in which he should be playing a lot.
So again, we see a Fleer card. What happened here is the photographer came onto the field after post-game where Jay was having a few beers and said, "Hey, Jay." Jay was like, "Ugh," and he took the picture, and that ended up on the card.
And that was it.
Yeah.
But these Fleer guys, right? They're just pumping out the cards. They got to just get their quota and head home.
Which brings us to number 4. Rodney Craig's 1983 TCMA Charleston Charles card. This is one of only 2 minor league cards to make our list, but frankly, it's well deserved. In both 1980 and 1981, Rod was featured on the Topps Mariners Future Stars card. He would go on to be traded to the Indians, where he only made a few appearances. 1983 appears to be the year he left the Indians to play for the minor leagues. And in this card, he appears to be either exhausted from the whole ordeal, or well, I don't know, stoned out of his mind. So,
yeah, this card speaks for itself.
This card speaks for itself.
Not a lot to say with this one. But they got the little stars in the corner. It's well designed. He just looks bagged. He looks fucked.
He's not even on center. Do you notice that he's not centered? That's upsetting.
Yeah, I feel like his middle name could be Charlie's. Rodney Charlie's Craig.
Rodney Craig. 2 first names. It's never a good look.
Rodney Craig, yeah.
Do you think they thought his name was Craig Rodney?
Maybe.
He was like, "It's Rodney Craig." And like, "No problem, Craig." He's like, "No, Rodney Craig." And like, "Sure."
Coming in at number 3, we have the Exaggerator.
The 1993 Chris Gwynn Upper Deck card, featuring the player's creative use of a bat to rest his lower deck.
I think that this is just how he stands. Like, I don't think that he's putting it on or doing any kind of show.
He's just a natural
resting.
look?
Yeah. Also, he's probably wearing a cup. Mm-hmm. So that just seems as good a place as anywhere to rest your bat. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Where else would you put it? Also, Upper Deck, to me, is the Cadillac of baseball cards. That was good stuff. This entire album, actually, if you want to zoom in here, It's all Upper Deck cards here. It's from my collection. We have some good ones here.
A friend of mine used to tell me that an upper deck was when you take a shit in the top part of a toilet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an upper deck.
Yeah,
upper decker.
An upper decker.
Yeah.
And in the number 2 slot, we have
Rusty Kuntz. We chose this card, but really could have used any of his cards because it's not about the photo, it's about his name.
I mean, what can you say here? The guy's just looking so confident. You know, he's had this name his whole life. He knows he's Rusty Kuntz. He's not surprised. Someone says, "Hey, Rusty." He's like, "That's right, Rusty Kuntz." He knows. Probably goes by Cutes. I'd put the 2 dots over the U if I were him.
The umlauts.
Yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't want to be too, his grandfather moved from Bavaria, pre-World War I. He's like, I know how we can shed the shame of our German heritage. We'll get rid of the umlauts. And be like, it's gonna be a problem.
He comes from a long line of Rusty Kuntz.
Yeah, that's not the only problem. His brother's name is Floppy Kuntz. Dan.
Yes, Mike.
Rusty isn't the only funny name in baseball. There's some of my other favorites are Dick Pole, Coco Crisp, and Johnny Dickshot. And speaking of, topping our list of the funniest baseball trading cards is, drumroll, the Dickshot. Keith Comstock's 1989 Pro card, minor league card. Try as we might, we could find no background information on why he posed this way for his Las Vegas Stars card. And really, what could possibly explain it? So we did find out that Comstock has a long history of taking L's. According to Sports Illustrated article from 1990, Comstock, who's now 34, had practically made a career out of rejection. Since he was drafted by the California Angels in 1976, he's been dumped by 10 teams in 5 countries and 1 Commonwealth. In 1983, the Oakland A's sold him to the Detroit Tigers for $100 and a bag of balls, which Comstock had to hand deliver to the Tigers camp in Florida. He had to show up with the bag of balls and say, "Here are the balls." Maybe that's what he was referencing when he decided to take one in the D for his card.
I don't think that's by accident, right? Like, there's no way that was behind the scenes. Like, the way the ball is just placed there in that perfect position. Mike, do you want to show everyone how you would get that shot?
I don't think it's easy to tape it there. So I think...
Do you think there was a guy off camera lobbing it towards him while they were shooting?
In which case, it took them forever to get that shot, because
Maybe.
it is at the perfect point of contact with... Can we look at it one more time? Let's just bring it up here. What I want everybody to notice is exactly where it's hitting. This isn't quite hitting him in the balls. It is hitting him in the top dick. Now, if he's doing an up tuck, which he might, that's probably hitting him on the dick tip, which would be just, I'd say 1.5 inches below the belt.
Yeah. You're not wrong. There's not a lot to say about that.
There's not a lot to say.
What I'd also like to point out is that from a photography perspective, it's very poorly done. You can't see his face. He's essentially in shadow. It's really a bad, and he's doing this thing with his hands. He looks like a fun guy, though. I'd probably like to grab a drink with him.
Yeah.
Seems like he has a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
But probably doesn't play too good at the old baseball.
Sometimes you gotta take one of the balls.
Catch it.
Catch it. Now, before we wrap it up, let me remind you guys to check out The Ninth on CBC Gem coming this spring. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, let's end with some honorable mentions.
We have Wally Moon's epic unibrow.
Ouch. Here's Lee Tunnell looking super weird and creepy.
There's Pete Ladd looking exactly like Weird Al.
And here's Randy McCammon with the very odd choice of a reclining pose. Thanks.
Strange choice for a baseball card, but sexy as hell.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys next time.
See you next time.
Thanks for watching this video.
See you next time.
All right. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time.
Catch it.
Catch it.